Hey, yo, what's the deal? That's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I mean? As of this recording right now, it is 12:43 p.m. You know what I mean? June 19th, 2025. You know what I mean? Happy Juneteenth. You know what I mean? This day is beyond monumental. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got the day. I don't work Thursdays, but, you know, it's a federal holiday. You know, I know there's going to be festivals. There's probably going to be a festival right across the street from where I live at in Fort Greene Projects because they did this shit before. They did this last year. Let me take a sip of water. They did this last year. You know what I mean? And, yeah, you know, they had a festival and shit last year about, you know, Juneteenth and shit. But this video is not about Juneteenth. You know what I mean? I'm making two videos about Mercedes Moné. Maybe two. Because the other one, people are probably going to be offended by what I said. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to speak my mind. I don't give a fuck. But in this video, I want to talk about how Mercedes Moné is now, she's turned into Super John Cena. Right? She's turned into Super John Cena with this run. Right? And of course, as you see in the title, you know, she continues to bury the AEW women's division by winning a 7th title. You know what I mean? A 7th title basically means that, you know, she lost one, but then she picked up another title and such, right? So Mercedes, as you seen last night, won the CMLL Women's Championship. And, you know, it had a lot of people talking truth about, you know, what she's really in AEW for and such. You know, listen, I like Mercedes. I just don't like, you know, I like her wrestling. Like, listen, Mercedes is a beautiful, like, when it comes down to beauty, I'm sorry, like, she's a beautiful woman. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, and, you know, she's a great wrestler. Is she the best wrestler in the industry? Fuck no. Not by a long shot. Not to me. Not to me. I don't like her, you know, what she's about, though. You know what I mean? I do not like what she's about. And with everything that you've seen, like, she has creative control. Because how the fuck is it that every single promotion she goes to, you know, she wins belt after belt after belt after belt after belt. Right? She wins belt after belt. And it's like, yo, like, this is starting to become fucking ridiculous. Like, she destroyed, you know what I mean? She destroyed the women's division in AEW. You know what I mean? And she's basically trying to destroy women's wrestling because the fact that, you know, she's beaten every single fucking female, and she's going to beat Toni Storm. She's going to beat Toni Storm. This tells me that this is Tony Khan's doing. You know what I mean? This is Tony Khan's doing. Tony Khan, you know, is obsessed with Mercedes Moné to the point where, you know, he basically gave her anything the fuck she wanted. She let her do anything the fuck she wanted. You know what I mean? And the thing is, right, with Mercedes, you know, is she doing all this because she's trying to get back at WWE for saying, well, look what the fuck you did to me? You know what I mean? Like, or is she trying to get back to WWE? Because what's going to happen after here's my question. Okay? And if I'm still hustling, it's because I'm still battling this cough and shit. What's going to happen if she loses all those championships? Then what? Then what happens from there? Then what happens from there? What? She's going to want to go back to WWE? What, for more money? Do I think WWE... Here's my thing. Do I think WWE should sign her? Fuck no. I don't think they should sign her. I don't think so. You know what I mean? Now, with this run, like I said, she's starting to become Super John Cena. Where she's beyond untouchable. You know what I mean? She's beyond untouchable. And it's only going to be a matter of time that people are going to start complaining. Oh, she's not putting no one over. Oh, you know, she's doing this. She's doing that. Do I think she fucked up her reputation? Yeah, I do think so. Because in my other video, too, I'm going to mention some stuff. Right? Because she gives me, you know, stereotypical light-skinned chick vibes. You know what I mean? And I don't give a fuck who gets offended. I'm not going to say for all. I'm not gonna say for all light skin chicks. I do like light skin chicks. I do. I like dark skin females more, but I do like light skin chicks. But she gives me vibes because I got some things I'm gonna mention. But you know, with everything that we're seeing, right? How the fuck are you gonna shape, the division if you don't even want to lose? This is even worse than Triple H's reign of terror. At least with Triple H's reign of terror, he put people over. Now, I mean, he did put people over, and Triple H wasn't going around different promotions winning their world championships. He wasn't going to the NWA to win, a world championship. He didn't go to Japan to win the IWGP championship. You know what I mean? He didn't do any of that. He did put people over. With Mercedes Moné, I mean, I don't know. Every single female she faced, you know what I mean? Like, she basically she buried them. She buried them. She's worse than Hulk Hogan. In my personal opinion, she's worse than Hulk Hogan. She had a chance to turn Harley Cameron into a fucking star. And she didn't do that. You know what I mean? This is why I want, out of all the females that I want to go, to WWE, from Britt Baker to Thunder Rosa to Jamie Hayter and such, Harley Cameron, I want her to be there in WWE probably more than anything else. Harley Cameron is the total package to me. She's beautiful. She can wrestle. She can spit. Like, she's a good spit. Like, she, with the rapping and stuff. And she has gimmick. That puppet. That puppet. I felt like Mercedes is doing this division no favors. None. You know what I mean? It's now starting to get to a point where, what is Mercedes' end game in AEW? Well, what the fuck are you trying to accomplish? When Jade Cargill was there, right? I didn't see her, flaunt her creative control. I'm not even the biggest Jade Cargill fan like that. You know what I mean? Like, you guys know my favorite wrestler right now is Naomi, right? Naomi put people over, right? But let me go to AEW. You didn't see that with Britt Baker. Britt Baker put people over. You know what I mean? You did not see that with other people. And where's Athena? She fucking buried Athena too. You know what I mean? Like, she buried Athena too. Originally, remember, didn't they say that it was going to be Mercedes and Athena, aka Ember Moon, at All In? What happened? What happened? What happened? Athena, another one who they fucked up on. They got her as the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. You know what I mean? They're not doing shit with her. If I'm her, I'm waiting for my contract to leave so I can go right back to WWE. You see what I'm saying? So, with Mercedes is she's a detriment to women's wrestling as we speak. She is. She truly is. I don't know what happens, if, when she drops those titles, because eventually she's going to have to drop those titles. She's going to have to. And here's the other kicker too. Let's say WWE brings her back, right? Let's say they bring her back. What the fuck? You don't think a lot of people in that women's locker room are going to go, fuck that, we don't want to work with this girl. Like, she doesn't put people over and such. Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. Come on, why the fuck would I want to work with someone like Mercedes? And not only that, but also, they're, with the amount of people that WWE is going to bring, the amount of females they're going to bring, trust me, they're going to bring Britt Baker in there. Once Britt Baker, once her contract is up, she's going right to WWE. You know what I mean? Let me see, who else? Camille. I was hearing rumors that, Camille and Mercedes had an issue, right? And look what happened to Camille. Where the fuck is Megan Bain? Where the fuck is Megan Bain? Where is she? Let me drink some water. Where the fuck is Megan Bain? Huh? Where is she? Where is she? You see what I mean? Like, all these things, you know, Mercedes is a cancer to that company. I'm sorry. Like, she is a cancer. You know, Sammy Guevara, right? I mean, come on. But we're not even talking about a cancer to the company. We're talking about a cancer to the women's division, because that's exactly what the fuck Mercedes Moné is. She's a fucking cancer to the women's division. There is no women's division in AEW. There's none. There's none. Especially when you got this bitch, you know, getting mad titles and all this other shit. Every single fucking person who, you know, who she faced, you know what I mean? Like, she's beaten. Every single one. Every single fucking one. You know? I don't know, man. I honest to God, I don't know what happens with this girl. I don't. I honestly don't, but we'll see what happens. I'm about to be out, guys. You know what I mean? I'm going to, I definitely have another video I'm going to be creating today and such, so I'm going to definitely holler at y'all. Peace.